am a son, a craftsman, and a teacher. My town is small and inconsequential. We do not have a great army. We do not possess any wonders of the world. But this is the place God chose to usher in His redemptive plan for everyone through the birth of a child. It started with a young woman who was bold enough to hear God's proposal and obey. It was then told to her fiancé, who had to be convinced of its authenticity in a dream, they were going to have a son, even though they were not physically intimate. 9 months later, the very sky shined forth in expectation. God sent angels to serenade young shepherds about the historic event taking place in their own town. These were young men who were of such a low social status that their eyewitness testimony was not allowed in court. Yet God entrusted them to come and see the child that would split the calendar in two. They came to this couple's house and worshiped the newborn, unaware of what his presence in the world would mean decades to come later. God had grown tired of man's posturing. They'd become so obsessed with following the rules that they had missed the very essence of what it meant to follow Him. God doesn't want our rules. He doesn't demand perfection. He wants our hearts. He demands our allegiance. The child that was born that day became the light of the world. He arrived that His light might shine on the darkness, allowing people to see themselves as they really are, casting light on the shadows of all, that they may see the world through the Father's eyes. He looked the outcast in the eye, ate with them, and embraced them. He taught them how to live not through legislation, but through relationships. He turned the religious establishment on end, and although He lived a sinless life, the rule followers killed the covenant maker. But all of this was part of God's methodical grace. This light is a light that guides no matter how great the darkness, no matter how deep the sorrow, no matter the breadth of your suffering, there is always hope. For all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the littlest flame. In the end, the unconquerable light will defeat the hostile dark. 3 days after this man's demise, the Father renewed His lease on life, securing the eternal breath for all that were to follow in His footsteps. I know, because I am that Son, the light of the world. And as long as my flame flickers within you, there is always hope.